right. Welcome everybody to the select board meeting. Oh, our clock is gone. The time is 6:33.
Well, right now it's 1:45.
I think it's 1:45. That explains why the clock is down. So we will open the meeting as per usual with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. And so Dave Conway, Chair of the Select Board.
Sean Clark.
Marla Herrick.
And as I get this thing going, as per usual, we will follow classroom-style rules, though nobody here is new, so you all know not to talk over each other, and that we'll always talk about whatever. So that moves us into our announcements. What do we have for announcements?
I'd just like to make an announcement regarding the food pantry and donations. The food pantry is open the first Wednesday of the month from 6 to 8 p.m. Or one could call and make an appointment with Peg Foss, who is the coordinator of the food pantry, and her telephone number. We're going to put this on our website. We're planning to have a box here that will accept food donations. There is a box, I believe, at the
fire
public
station,
safety
police
building.
station, right in the lobby.
In the lobby. And if people are interested in making a cash donation, all checks should be written to the Webster Food Pantry. And on the opposite side of that, anyone who feels they need assistance is welcome to go. There are a few questions asked, there's no paperwork to fill out. I think they do a nice job, and right now, with the way things are, it will be a help. So we'll have that on the website as of tomorrow. I've also been asked to set up a meeting with the Webster Select Board to meet with the Warner Select Board on November 12th, which is a week from Wednesday. And they would like to meet at 5 p.m. if possible in Webster. I have also been asked to set up a meeting with the Hopkinton Select Board. And they would like to meet next Monday, the 10th, at 6 p.m. in Hopkinton.
Okay, so,
And that's to talk about the transfer station.
and what are we talking with Warner about?
I think you're discussing with Warner, the situation with the ambulance and
Oh, okay.
and the shortfall.
As well as the code enforcement
As well as
property.
the
Yeah, I was
code
gonna say,
enforcement
we're gonna
issue
talk about
on
the-
103.
Ambulance too?
Oh, really? Okay, good.
Yeah, so to clarify where the ambulance portion came from, when we were here, I had asked if anybody knew what they were doing when we were deciding what we were doing with the Hopkinton shortfall. I have some connections in other organizations with some people in Warner that know their select board fairly well, and actually asked what we were doing about that. So
Right.
I was able to tell them, and that we would be happy to discuss further with them and so on, but also there was this code enforcement thing we've been reaching out for a while on.
That I knew about.
And the comment was, oh, well, that makes sense, because we basically don't have certain municipal officials at the moment that would normally handle and take those calls. So now that that has moved on to being set up directly, that helps, and we can move on with that process. So you said the 10th at 6th with Hopkinton about the transfer station.
Yes.
I assume that's both like costs and the bond?
I believe that
Does that
is.
also include the ambulance service moving forward?
I was not told that, so I don't know.
Okay. And then, so that one was
That was
Six?
the 10th at 6 in Hopkinton.
Where did he meet? Did he meet in Hopkinton or did he meet in Kentucky?
No, they meet in Hopkinton at the town hall.
Right on
town
the
hall
main street.
Is
Yep.
right on Main
The
Street.
brick building, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Does that time work for everybody?
Well, hold on, wait a minute, right before they, let's see. Okay, so the 10th, which would be next, but we don't have a selectmen's meeting.
Correct.
And
It's
but
our
they,
off week.
when do they have their,
I believe this is their select
oh,
board
okay.
meeting.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Is this gonna be public or is it going to be?
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be.
It is gonna
public.
be, no, I'm
It'll
just
probably
curious.
be the normal meeting.
Yeah, okay.
And then when did Warner wanna do it?
The 2 days after that, on Wednesday,
You said that one
at
was
5 o'clock.
You don't think you could get them to do it the 17th, do you?
The 17th, you have a meeting.
Right, I didn't know if we could do it before, but,
Um,
I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there, seeing we're already out.
What is the
and about.
17th? Is it a Wednesday?
Monday.
Monday.
It's a Monday.
The 12th that they wanted to meet on is Wednesday, the 17th is our
Right.
normal Monday meeting.
I'm available any of these times. That's about me. If anybody else needs to change, I'm more than happy to work with you.
I don't know, I just was thinking, maybe we could. But they're probably, cause we need to accommodate them, I would say, because of the fact that they have the majority of the transfer fund.
Are
Which
we
one are
talking
you
about
talking
Hopkinton?
Yeah, let's start with Hopkinton
Oh,
first,
okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
So the 10th, okay.
Yeah, going to their meeting is probably good for,
Yeah, because they got all the,
Is
Yeah,
Warner
yeah.
got a board back? I mean, wasn't that, they have 3 members on the board now, or?
Is Warner, as far as I know.
That's who you said, right?
no,
Well, we're at Hopkinton right at the moment.
Right,
Yes.
but you also mentioned Warner, right?
Right.
Right.
2
And
days
is
later.
their board back together, or how's that looking?
I believe they have 3 members,
Okay.
however, to be honest with you, I didn't ask that,
Okay,
you know. I know they have at least one.
yeah, I know
The
that.
gentleman that I'm dealing with is not a select board, member. But he does work there as the finance, I think he's
Oh,
the
okay.
finance
Yeah.
person,
Yeah,
it's Clyde Carson.
Yeah, all right.
so let's ask this question, would Warner be willing to do on the Monday that we have our select board meeting?
I can ask them that, but I almost think that they might have a conflict on that date. But if you would like to,
I don't
in
know,
other
I'm
words,
just throwing
make
it
an
out there,
appointment.
I'm just throwing that out there, and I don't even know if you guys, if we could do it any earlier than, like we just did that
I
situation.
am fine with either of those, with it being, my concern, if we try to do it before our meeting on the 17th, is that we don't know how long, especially code enforcement topics might go, depending on how detailed it does or doesn't get.
Okay,
Otherwise, I'm completely fine with that. The 10th going to Hopkinton sounds fine as well.
agreed.
It'll be interesting to see what they say about accepting the loan for more money in a longer period than what we said we'd agreed to. But we'll see when we get there. Yeah, so the 10th is good for Hopkins?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sign it up.
So I will
Sign up
stick
the
that
10th.
in, that we definitely, we've got the Hopkins.
And what time is that, 6 PM?
6 P.M.,
In Hopkinton.
yes.
That's next Monday, right?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
I know, can you believe
My
it?
God,
Ugh.
Okay.
in Hopkinton.
See if I can put it in here right. Does anybody ever write a reminder and they say, meeting at 6 and not say where or when or why?
All the time.
I don't know if you guys have ever done that. I surely haven't.
And then, not to make you repeat 40 times, but Warner is November 12th, right? 2 days later.
Yes.
And we're all gonna do that one too?
Is the 5 o'clock time good? Should it be closer to our normal? Does anyone?
Oh, earlier the
care one
better
way
for
or
me.
another? Okay.
Yeah.
This.
This change and all that, when you wake up at 3 and then all of a sudden it's,
No. Yeah, okay, so the 5 seems like that would be the
Reasonable.
most reasonable time
yeah.
then.
And that's a,
I could
And
even
that's
do-
here.
that's a Monday night?
That's Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay.
So I can confirm those.
Yep.
What's that?
Well, that would
They
be
meet in the
okay, we
afternoon.
can meet in whichever
Okay.
place they're not.
Yeah, I know.
Well, in our individual ways, we've been kinda asking for this to happen, it needs to happen. So I think, you know, with respect to Molly's schedule, we're gonna do so. No, I'm sincere.
No, it's not. Nighttimes come quick and it's dark.
No, I come a lot quicker as it's Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right.
Alright, so say,
So with that taken care of, do we have further announcements?
No, that's the,
Okay, so those will be our joint meetings at those locations.
We forgot.
I would suggest that there may be a reasonable expectation of non-public with Warner's due to it being code enforcement and that, and talking about specific peoples and properties, so that may have an expectation of entering into non-public at some point. Just so if someone's showing up, they don't expect they're gonna be here and then get greeted with a door if it's late. I guess since you didn't have further announcements, I'll say that the truck or treat was pretty awesome to show up to. It's always nice to see all the new equipment and the people showing it off, and lots of kids around town that showed up to climb over the equipment and check out the police cruiser and stuff as well. So that was awesome. And I'll ask the question is, I know the state has lifted the fire ban. Have we lifted the fire ban here in town?
Yes, so
Okay.
I'd hope so.
obviously there's still some cautionary with the fall and the leaves and stuff, so Emmett and I have talked, and seasonal permits are fine. Those are places we've already inspected, not an issue at all. Burning as normal. It's the big brush piles.
Yeah.
We really don't want people touching off their huge brush piles they have in the middle of the lawns and fields, even though there's a lot of debris down. So we're pushing that off till we get a little snow cover. And that ain't far away. I mean, they're even talking next week. So seasonal campfires, that kind of stuff are fine. The big stuff,
What
just,
Alaska are you living in?
we're just slowing down.
Talking snow next week?
Next Tuesday, there's a chance, yeah.
So, Allison Scott, it's gonna be on the 9th. It's gonna be a veterans, breakfast here, noon. It's gonna be a brunch, noon to 2. Firefighters, police officers, and EMS people are welcome to come and have breakfast with the veterans. And so she's been putting that on and put a lot of effort into that. And I know she has other people that are working with her. I really don't know the whole story behind it. And the winter, November is here, so the parking ban is in effect. So if there's cars in the right of ways, camper trailers, boats and stuff. Talked to Phil this morning about a couple that he's gonna check in on. And Anna, the new young lady that Steve had hired, was really into Halloween, and she was down there with the folks from the firehouse, and I've heard a lot of good things the last couple of days, and people were thankful that we did it. And I thank the folks that did it, because it's my bride's birthday, and I skipped deer camp to go to her birthday.
No, you guys, like Dave, I stopped in momentarily, Anna was there, they had the trucks out, they had the police car out, it looked good, and everybody seemed to be enjoying what they were doing, so.
Yeah.
You're-
So, thank them all for doing what they can do for us.
For two quick additional announcements, one's not gonna help people that are in this room, but tonight, the Merrimack Valley School District is having a board meeting as well, and they are taking up the issue of whether they should invest $5 million-ish towards renovating one of the schools. And so we'll see how that goes out. I intend to go watch the recording whenever that's made available. But if you happen to be watching live right now, that should also be showing up live about the same time.
Which school did they?
The one that they're using, Washington, that they're primarily
something.
using for special ed and outside programs at
school, right?
the moment, yeah. There's a charter school in there as well as the special ed arm of Merrimack Valley.
So a charter school, and the board.
That basically pays rent to MVSD.
Oh, okay, but they wanna update it for $5 million.
Yeah. Or at least that's what they're considering tonight, so.
For those services?
No, the building.
No, well, I mean, for those special needs students and the other services they provide there, or make it another school for the district? What, do you know what?
For current and future programs, in addition to the charter school, is what I had heard. I don't know enough about it to really state anything other than they're considering it tonight.
Okay, no, I'm just curious.
So,
So I was watching the students go in there the other day, seeing it.
so with that being said, are there any further announcements from our chiefs or? All right, so that moves us into our old business and the 2025 budget.
Dave, Russ and I just remembered we didn't put the department heads in there, and this we should have, so I don't know where you want to fit them.
And here, I thought they were just gonna tell us all their budgets.
Well, they're dying.
Come on down, I know that we've gotten some of the budget stuff as well, so come on down and
These are the
department heads would be
budgets you
perfect.
were talking about tonight.
Did everybody get a copy of mine? If not, I have to.
I did. Everyone should have a copy.
I should,
It's not much of a budget.
Read the second page.
the other day, pretty much.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
good, I got it.
Last month in here.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Where are the, in the book.
In the book, Mark.
so who wants to go first for department head portion?
He's number one on my list, so.
So if you take
It's always thick over there.
a peek at my budget, the thing I wanna point out right off the bat is, I hope everybody remembers that you had absconded money from my budget first of this year for 2 months. That's why my wages show a 15% increase, because I had put that 2 months back in there that you.
Yeah, that was for the full-time position.
Right, for the full-time positions, that's why.
I guess my question, I didn't think we were jumping straight to budget, but my question there is, you've also got a almost 20% increase for part-time officer wages. And I thought with the full-time, we were gonna use less part-time, so we're,
One full-time.
What's the disconnect that I'm missing?
So with this, so with the part-time that we have that works, he works 3 days a week. And if we need him, he'll work 4 days a week. So he's out and he wants to work nights, so we're covering midnight, 1 o'clock, 7 days a week. And it's half the price, less than half the price of a full-time person with insurance, with everything. We're getting twice the coverage that we had before, plus now we're covering if anybody's out sick, we got the coverage. If somebody's on vacation, we got the coverage. This is probably the best coverage I've had since I've been here in 8 years. Even when Jordan was here as a full-time.
but yes, we've got the full-time officer, which, I think most people have met her now.
Yes, so she was she was a replacement for Jordan. And we had 4 part-timers back then. Well, we don't have those, and they're not willing.
Right, so what is driving the increase in the part-time officer wages since we've
Wage
now got
pay.
the full-time?
Wage pay from $20 an hour to $35 an hour. That's, can't find anybody. Nobody will work for less than
That's
that.
very correct.
You can't get anybody.
Okay, so it's not expecting more part-time officers
No,
or
it's
time,
just in
it's just
wages.
expecting required increases in
So,
wages. That I'm sure we'll talk about later when
We've
the wages
increased the
come.
wages every year, but I never put it in my budget. We just cut back on the hours to add wages to them so that they'd work, everybody would come to work. But now it's caught up to us where I don't add in, we're not gonna get any more hours out of them.
I'm not speaking at all about what the numbers are for the wage increases or anything. Simply a reminder that we are continuing to try to do everything on a actual annual basis.
Yep.
And not do backdating anything, so make sure that, any suggested changes to wages and salaries, et cetera, that we have all the forms and documentations before we get to the new year.
Yep, that started 3 years ago,
Mhm.
as the wages for the part-timers kept going up. That's why.
Yep.
And if you go back, you should have that all.
I know we have the past couple of years, I know that, there
And you'll
were some
have, you'll have this before this
issues
one.
before that, so I'd
Yep.
just like to remind, since it's top of the mind at the moment.
So just a sidebar, just so everybody's clear understanding, Dave, I understand where you're at, I'm not trying to come back at you. I was looking at a couple positions for security the other day down in Concord, healthcare organizations, they're starting those people at $31.50 an hour with experience. So, they're not even certified cops.
Right, and I'm going $35 an hour. I mean, we have guys that got, over 20 years' experience.
Easy.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about the particular amounts, just saying we need to make sure we have the right paperwork in place to have
Yep.
everything effective for January 1.
Absolutely.
All right.
Other than that, I don't believe there's, other than wages, there is no increase, other than a small increase of $462, and that was for, increase in
I see contracted services.
contracted services, that's where the increase
Which
was.
contracted service is going up?
That was for, let's see here.
And can we get a list of all of the services that are in that line item?
Yep.
So I know that we've tried to make that in the past with our own as well, and it tends to get dropped, so if we can just have the full list.
I'm seeing a minus under the secretary line, is that less hours, or what's that?
That's less hours, so we cut the budget on it.
You need a secretary in there for the same hours?
This will be for the hours that she works,
I don't see police in here.
because Michelle was there a lot more hours. So this will work for me.
Is that gonna work for you?
Yep. Because anything that needs to be picked up, I'd rather cut her wages and pay another guy.
No, I just wanna make sure.
Yep, and, no, I can do it, it's not a problem. Between me and Phil, fill in for what we need, I think it'll work out good for us.
Just asking. Okay, when you-
Yeah, so besides the contracted services, which we don't need to worry about right this second, just make sure that we get that list so we can put it in and what those amounts are, so we know going forward.
Yep.
Some of those may make sense to bundle in or absorb with what we do as the town for example, IT or other similar sorts of town-wide services.
Contractor services, Twin Rivers, machine and office copier, that's $250. The SPCA is $200. County attorneys it was $1,563, now it's $1,645. Dispatch was $13,753, now it's I'll give you a copy of all this, $14,163. And legal blood draws now, because more drugs, instead we gotta do blood draws, we put $500 in for that.
Okay, so most of that is the single biggest portion there that matters the
Yep.
most, so,
That's Merrimack County Dispatch and the Merrimack County Attorney's Office.
okay,
I've got a breakdown for every one of them that I will send to Dana.
perfect. And you can just stick that list below this on the thing. All right. Otherwise, looking at your monthly report, everything seemed to be going pretty good there.
Yeah, I filled that in. I just want to note too, was you saw we got a grant from the Liquor Commission for new PVTs, it's portable breath test machines. $1,200 value, we got it for nothing, didn't have to pay a dime, which worked out real good for us. And as a side note, 2012, we had a sexual assault that was reported. That's quite a while ago. The person was not willing to come forward. Well, we finally found the person, and now they're willing to come forward. So in '23, she came forward. After a year-long investigation, last week the guy pled guilty, 7.5 to 15 years in prison for charges of aggravated felonious sexual assault. I'm real happy about that.
Against the child.
Phil put a lot of time in on
Long
it.
time coming, long time coming.
Yeah, put a lot of hours in on that.
So that made a lot for us.
And if, I assume it's public record enough, so is the person that got charged in town, or was it
No.
out of town?
Was in town, but not now.
Okay.
Hasn't been in town for a number of years.
And now he's got a new
But
address.
now they're living right in Concord.
Right. That's why I say he's got a new address.
For the world.
Yes, okay.
Sadly.
Yeah. Moving, unless there's anything
No,
further?
I'm happy.
All right, moving right along.
Good, chief?
I'm good.
So Dana, and myself, which mostly Dana, we've got the firehouse budget put together. Not much has changed. The only thing that we've gone up on is we added a pump. So to have that pump tested every year, we have them tested every year to make sure that everything's running the way it should and the people that are on the end of the hoses are safe. So 1.6%. Anybody has any questions? I can go over it line by line if you will, however you want to do it.
Pretty self-explanatory to me, but I want to ask you a question. We always, every year, hear about backpacks and things that do need to be replaced justifiably. Is everything in here? Is there anything else you need to have replaced? Backpacks, radios?
No, because the MSAs, we put, was it $20,000? Is it 15 or 20? I don't have the numbers in front of me. I think it's 20 a year, because after 10 years, 15, they have to
Yeah.
be.
So we have reserve funds for several of those
Okay.
things.
Yeah,
So
and
the
radios are in.
air packs have been traditionally 20,000 for at least the last 4 or 5
Mhm.
years each year.
Do we replace some each year? I'm asking, do the make?
No, the
Okay.
way it's all set up now is at the end of the day, they're all done for all of them.
You got it.
Bunker gear has varied.
Mhm.
It was traditionally about 2,500. It was lower last year because there was significant balance. I don't know where the balance is at right now.
And then the radios.
Mobile communications has been 10,000 every year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're just essential things, and I'm just
Yeah.
asking to make sure
Yeah.
we're all communicating with.
And it is better to buy them in bulk like that for A, discounts.
Oh, I'm
but-
totally
But
supportive.
B, you have to maintain them, so if everything has a different year, you're bringing people in and you're
Yeah.
paying more for maintenance.
I just wanna make sure, you know,
Yeah.
you guys get it.
So it's the way that it was set up, so we just kept doing it that way because it's been working.
Okay.
You did have an increase in the dispatch.
Yeah, a little
expense.
bit, yeah. And that's all based on tax value. Your, that's where they get all that from. And Keith Gilbert said if you needed to, he'd be more than glad to come in and explain it all, but really, it's not.
It's just equalized
It's
tax
just-
value across
yeah,
the towns.
Yeah, so if your, property value goes up, then this goes up. Some towns really got hit real hard, because of the value of their property went up from the houses that were sold this summer.
Well, and a lot of places are building lots of houses.
Yeah.
Which dramatically increases the
Well, yeah.
value of the town.
But,
And the
so-
dispatcher.
Yeah. So,
And the fire
That's
service.
right, yeah, so, I mean, to me, this looks good.
yeah, well, we try to hold it
Yeah. I
hold
mean,
it right. is, I know the townsfolk and you folks have always been good when we need something. You take care of the town and the townsfolk take care of us. They always have. But, we're doing okay, so.
So I will ask one question, which I've probably asked before, and I'm sure you've given me a good answer because it's still this way. We've got the dry hydrant repairs capital reserve fund, but also the dry hydrant line in the fire department budget here, which has basically traditionally always been 200, and I don't know if we've ever used it out of the operating budget.
Well, a lot of times if I need a load of gravel around a dry hydrant or something, we just make it work without taking it out of this.
Okay.
There is a couple of hydrants in town that need to be, fixed and repaired, but it's gonna take a lot more money than what we have.
Get the estimates for that to Russ and Dana so that when we're going over the warrant article portion for the reserve funds, we can work with what's sitting in the fund versus what's needed in order to be able to do that, because I don't know about everybody else, but I consider fire hydrants to be pretty critical infrastructure. So.
Well, those shouldn't be left, yeah, I mean, where are those located?
Well, there's one up to Van Loans, up there that that's filled in, over the years, the end of it's filled in. But the dry hydrants are nice, but with the suctions and everything that we sometimes wanna put a whole bunch of them new ones in, and they didn't work. And, the suctions, it really doesn't take that much longer, but it wouldn't hurt to fix them. The one that we have down on the river, the way the water goes out and through there, I did use that big, thick, plastic PCV pipe, but I think we should use a piece of steel.
Go back to the steel.
Go back to the steel on that, because we get the wobble in that, and then it loosens back at the neck. But,
Well, we wanna support them getting fixed. If you
oh,
feel-
yeah,
if you
yeah,
feel they need to
no,
be
it's,
fixed.
it's,
I mean, I would be supportive, I know Dave would.
And I would simply state that not only, yes, it may be minimal extra time for you to not use them, but it's a tiny bit of extra time. And the second part that I would state there is that it's not a whole lot for us compared to the rest of the budget to make sure that we're doing all of the things to support critical safety. But also
Yeah.
having hydrants nearby each location and how far away they are is part of the calculation for insurance for every residence. And so if we have them in the appropriate places, then it's actually
Correct.
a lot cheaper for our residents. So that's one of the few things that we can directly impact that is not our own budget, but helps our residents out.
but as low as the river was, the hydrants on the river wouldn't have worked this summer anyways. Because once they gotta have at least a foot, 16 inches of water over them, they get the whirlpool, and then so then you have to put the low-level strainer down in there to make it work, but it's not gonna stay low forever.
Hopefully. Anyway, so yeah, we should,
No, he'll be all right, he's a strong old man.
yeah, so I guess that's, the fire's, budget. Any other questions on the fire budget? Or-
No, I think it's good.
So we're at 185 calls of service to date. We have started, changing the stuff from the old ambulance to the new ambulance. The guys got the ambulance down there last week and got it all lettered up, and it really turned out nice. So the other Wednesday night, we started changing stuff around, so next Wednesday night, we should have it pretty much set.
Awesome.
Other than that, people are of showing up on Wednesday nights and getting things done, and,
Sounds good.
taking care of the folks.
Now, there've been a couple newsworthy fires as of late. Has Webster been involved with helping on them? Okay.
No.
So, I guess that moves us on to the road side of things.
So last week we did our roadside mowing. Didn't get too many people upset.
Single complaint?
No, didn't hear from anyone.
I had to wave to you as we went by. I went you in some sort of large tractor this afternoon.
Oh, the grader, I went over on Roby Road and got that washboardy part out, and then I took the crown out of some, Call Road and went a pocket, so when you go to plow it, but they have to blow the leaves off the side, other than that, it would have been a mess.
When you do the side mowing and the debris that's left, do you guys are you gonna chew that up or just kinda leave it?
What, the limbs that are in the road?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'll come around, clean
Okay,
all that
okay,
up, so
alright.
or chip it, or throw it in the
Yeah,
back of the truck, and
perfect.
we
I
got
figured you were, but I just didn't
every-
know. if-
Yeah, no, we gotta get up on little hit, we gotta go everywhere some places there's not a lot, and then some there's whatever's, but if you don't, it gets down over the end of the culvert pipes, and then into the ditch, and then the water doesn't flow, so,
Right.
we'll take a day here in the next week or so, and,
Just grab all that stuff.
get that stuff, the majority of it cleaned up.
Now, and I saw you were up there, will you try to get some more of the deep potholes in the dirt side filled in, or will that be?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a big blower that goes on the forks of the backhoe. And, you go up and down that a couple of times when it's not real wet,
Sure.
and
Fair
then,
enough.
it grades in real good, but,
Awesome. Good.
so, what was it, 2 Fridays ago, we paved, Detour Road and part of Pleasant Street, and, turned out, laid out real nice, I thought, and I got a lot of good comments, and, on that, so next summer we'll put the final topping on it. Still needs 1.5 inches of, top coat. But it's good to let it set, let Mother Nature, the frost. I have been doing one back to back, but the right way to do it is let it set one season.
And that'll line up well with doing it all with the bridge, too. If no, because they've done their base and they will be doing the top.
The
'Cause
top will be done
is-
Wednesday.
Oh,
The
okay.
membrane goes down tomorrow, the cement goes down tomorrow on both.
So they actually got the membrane coming back closer to on time.
From what he told me tonight at 4:30, the membrane would be there in the morning.
Oh, awesome.
And then they will do their final coat, their top coat of tar on Wednesday. That's what's scheduled.
Sweet.
So we're on schedule.
That
Oh,
sounds
yeah,
like
the
we are
middle
back
of the
on
month.
schedule.
Yeah, he said enough, yeah.
Awesome.
The guardrail, CWS was there all day today, and, what was it, all day Friday. So
Oh, excuse me.
I'm pretty sure they buttoned up. They were buttoning up tonight.
Awesome. Yeah, last time I was down, they were in the process of putting in some of the granite curbing.
Yeah,
So, awesome.
Is that, I didn't even look, is that square curbing or curve it?
no, it's square, but it's one thing now, I mean, with the wings,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to, it's 2 different trucks that plow down there, so we're gonna have to buy a bunch of stuff that sticks out so it catches the curb in and not the guardrail, cause they have it down on D Blake's side coming off in Detour Road, they've got it jammed right up, the guardrail is right on the tar, there's no shoulder. And where we used to push the snow in and back up, cause that's a change of a route, to get turned around to come back, it's gonna take a load of time down there now to, after the snowstorm, you're gonna have to jump in the loader and go down, clean up cause it's gonna be so narrow, cause you can't push the snow through the guardrail fence. So, But, so if the engineer had that guardrail in his shoe, every time he stepped on it, it would remind him, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all.
Do you bring that to his attention?
What good would it do me?
Well,
We were just talking about engineers and actually going out to see what it looks like before you do it. You sit behind a computer and you hit send it.
And that's what the guy said, he said that this bridge was built and the guy's never been here. He said he sat in his
Yeah.
desk behind, and
It's kinda like some of the traffic circle things.
Oh, yeah, they gotta get out and look at them before they.
So,
But, you're right, and I don't
Even when they
understand.
mark the traffic circle down at the exit, it's still horrible. I don't know what they were thinking, but different discussion.
but also the slope in the wrong direction too.
Mm.
Go there.
Yep.
so. we'll
And he
li-
gets paid the big bucks.
So we'll live with it. At least we got a new bridge.
And overall, it came out really nice.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, them guys, they were great.
Well, they're just doing what they're supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, no,
Is-
yeah.
I wonder if there's a possibility for
Excuse me.
like a spot where we can add some more level grounding to, and open up a spot of the guardrail.
Give
that
it
you
a
can
couple of
push it
years.
through,
Yeah,
but-
yeah, no, yeah, let's,
Get
because
away
I,
from having to have it approved by the state.
yeah, it all has to be all done the way it is so they can get paid.
Finance.
And when I called Jimmy and just told him, hey, can we do anything different than this? And he just said, I've already spent $100,000 for the guardrail and the curb. And he says, so what am I gonna do with it if we don't put it in?
Save it for the new bridge.
Well, you never know if you didn't ask.
So anyways, it's, whatever.
That's if we get any snow.
Maybe we won't.
Well, it's safe, and it's straighter, and it does look nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Look at the positives.
yeah.
And there's a safe place for people to stand on
Yep.
it that, as long as they actually stay on that instead of in the middle of the
Right.
bridge.
Well, when you're casting, it's probably better on the yellow line.
Yeah,
The ones that I'm wondering and am worried about will be the motorcycles, because they're not gonna wanna go up on that to park. And traditionally, they just parked on the side and left it there, and you couldn't drive across the bridge until they decided to move. Now there's an extra lane, but people won't be expecting a blocked lane, so hopefully none of them get hit. But that's again, another discussion, and hopefully they just do the right thing. So, anything else on roads?
Not unless you folks have questions.
Oh,
All right,
coming right along, right?
sounds good, thank you very much.
Mine's really short and quick. We just made some adjustments to keep up with stuff. There was no big changes or big swings for emergency management. Yeah, any questions? $75 is what it's up. But like
I
said,
don't
it
know,
just-
Rob, really?
I didn't mean to spend all that money.
Seriously?
The other thing, though, I do wanna talk about emergency management for a second is, we know Eversource has been doing a pretty decent job, a thorough job, coming through the neighborhoods and cutting back trees. I talked to them a few times because I feel there's some trees they could have been a little more aggressive on. And their parameters are 15 feet above, 10 feet apart. But I'm like, but the dead tree is just 20 feet above and it's gonna fall on it anyway, why don't you wanna take that?
Did you get an answer?
So, remember that big arm on the oak across from your son's house that was there forever and
Yeah.
rotting?
Yeah,
They were working all around it, and I walked down the road and I said, aren't you gonna take the dead one that's gonna take everything out? And they said, no, we don't have authority to take that. I said, it's in the town property, take it. I'm telling you, you can take it. So I almost had to force their hand. And where I'm going with this is,
You got him to take it?
they pay rent, yeah, they got them to take it, they took it off. But they rent the space from us, right, for the poles. it's in our right of way. Why aren't we working with them, or why don't they come to us and say, hey, we're coming to your town, is there concern? It just, we're talking emergency management, they close roads down, they shut power down, people were up, this is huge, and
And they
For
always
them
seem
to
to
just-
go around the dead ones
for
personally.
them to just show up and I say, prune like they're doing a flower in their house, doesn't make sense. I
Well, that's a
truly-
very good point.
I truly think we need to be a lot more aggressive
Well, that was exactly.
going into the
right.
emergency management and the hazard mitigation stuff.
Exactly.
Even if we gotta cost share some of it and say, you know what, clean it up.
You're saying the same thing I was saying about the Verizon phones, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same type of
We
stuff.
gotta think for the future, yeah.
When they do stuff in town, they should come before the board and discuss, and, you know, like, everything you're saying is correct.
So I more so want permission from you folks to be able to pursue that more. I mean, I think this round is too much too late. They're here, they're doing what the minimum they need to do. But that was just a good example that literally,
Yeah.
if they came to us, we could flag some things, I mean, between you and I, and say, hey, we know these issues.
Well, and I would love to kind of know the inner works of it, because as we've all seen and said, I mean, pruning a live tree compared to pruning a dead one, little cost difference there. And we all said it when they, and I'm with you, a little taller and all, but when you, like you just pointed out, you see one leaning like that, that's probably this way from the and they're pruning the tree over here, and they're pruning the tree over here, and there's
And they
that
skip
one
it,
stands
yeah.
right there.
But
You know,
they did a heck of a job out Bashan Hollow and Garish. They
Yeah.
did really get rid of some old dead trees over there.
but what makes them,
So I
Leave
did
it.
talk, I had the guy come out and talk to me, and that's where we got some more extra stuff done there, but 2 years ago, there was a big push for them to spend money and get all of this stuff done. This year, they're on a leaner budget for what they can take down. So literally, their perimeters are 15 feet above, 10 feet apart from it. Other than that,
and leave the dead ones.
they basically said it's the road agent or the town's problem if it's past that. But my argument is, maybe, but you're still gonna spend hundreds of thousands of dollars when it takes out your line as well.
Yeah.
So why, and like I said, even if there's a cost share, or if there's something that we walk with you and we mark certain trees, and if we can identify them, and when you come through, you could say yay or nay, but I bet at least you'd be pointed to the issues more so than just going at it with the crew that really doesn't know any different or care. Once they're out of here, they're in Connecticut next week, and it doesn't matter to
The
them.
crew that's
necessarily.
down on the Dustin Road, there ain't one that can speak English.
So,
that's
I'm not
a good
faulting
point.
them, I'm just saying
No,
to
they're
work,
good workers.
to work
They
with
are.
them and give
No,
them our
I'm just,
perspective.
my thoughts are just going
Yeah,
down.
no, they're awesome workers, unreal.
But I showed him, like I said, we walked Winnapocket Road, and just because I'm living there, and I called him and said, hey, I wanna point out some things. And we identified about 10 other trees that he's like, oh, they should have taken that one. Oh, that one was marked, why didn't they know
Well,
about
the question
that?
is anybody from the electrical company
So-
supervising the operation?
That was more of my approach to this fellow was, you're paying for this service,
Right.
right? And I'm showing you what's getting
Is this
missed.
actually?
So the arborist from, Eversource comes out and
Yes.
actually does a lot of the marking.
Okay.
And puts
Right.
every tree that she was marking,
Which we met with, the arborist.
goes into the computer,
GPS,
into the GPS thing, and that's
That's
how
the
it all-
platform, that's what they should be
Yeah.
cutting from, yeah.
But-
Garbage in, garbage out, because there was 4 or 5 trees he saw ribbon on, and he goes, I don't have it on my GPS thing.
Are they the one that, are they
I
the
said,
ones?
but that's your ribbon, right? He goes, oh yeah, no, we're supposed to take that tree. I said,
Well,
so
your point exactly.
the other folks don't realize that that's your ribbon to take it no matter what? Well, if it ain't on the GPS, they go by it.
How did they respond to you when you approached them? Did they believe you were the emergency management director, or how does that, because do you have an ID that says that?
I don't, so
Well,
I
maybe you should
really
get together
don't.
with Steve and get an ID made.
Yeah, I mean,
if
that's
you'd be
probably
willing
not a
to
bad
help.
idea.
Okay with the two of you?
I'm fine with having a.
And I'm not trying to
ID.
overstep my bounds, but I
Yeah.
think when there's an opportunity for things like that, it's in the best interest of the town to get the biggest bang for our buck, or have them do what they're supposed to be doing, and.
So I'm in the unfortunate situation that I can know a little bit more about the other side of that. I love everything you're saying, and I think you should try to do some more of that. Anybody that's showing up in town whether it's the arborist or whether it's the Esplund or another company that's coming and doing the cutting, they are not allowed to be the ones to make the call that they can do more.
Yeah, and that's what the Eversource gentleman said.
And you have to go quite far up the Eversource or Unitil chain in order to get to the person that can do that. Because the person that can do that has to be able to justify, along with all of the rules and reasons that they did it and did it everywhere else, to put that into the PUC case for how they get reimbursed for that based on the additions that happen to your rates. And so that's a rate case that happens roughly every 6 months. Usually stuff like this is once every year or once every 2 years that then get added into the rates. And so that gets justified and then approved, and they have that bucket of money, and that's the only thing they're allowed to use for only the purposes and specific rules that they set forth that they would use it. So you're gonna have a really hard time pushing someone when they're saying, oh, we're gonna come to town. What you need to do is go higher up the chain and say, we wanna see this be more reliable in town. Yeah, you're showing that your reliability metrics are higher than ever, but we're not really seeing that in town. Because of these things, we'd like to help you do that by helping you mark out more things. Maybe you can get the right person to talk to.
Sure, I bet we could pull numbers for dispatch, even as far as, you know, our call volume is around 200, but how many trees and wires down do we go a year, 25, 50 calls? You know, I mean, that's a big chunk of our call volume.
So we might have 10
So
to 12
percentage-wise, we can show
10 to 12 calls on
the
it.
amount of calls we do, a lot of the wires down because there's a lot of overgrown trees.
So I'm all in favor of it, but to point out that
Yeah.
you're gonna need to go higher than you may have thought that you
Oh,
did.
I can walk 50 feet next door because 15 Legends Drive and 13 Legends Drive is side by side. So I don't mind walking over to Eversource. Yeah, but I'll take care of
Does
this.
the Eversource person live next door to you, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, their headquarters is in Hooks area.
Okay.
The parking lot next door to us, so.
Next door to your bunk down there.
Yeah.
And then if you get a good Asplin crew, which a lot of them are,
Yeah,
and
you
you
can show
visit
stuff.
with them, and they'll make it happen. But I've called Eversource and I've called Unitil on bad trees before, and the story that I was always told, it's cheaper for us to put our wires back up than it is for us to hire to have the tree taken down.
And part of the reason is because if the wire goes down and they have to replace it, that's immediately at whatever cost they determine it was, added to your rate by the PUC at the next rate setting. Whereas preventative work is justified, regulated, no, you're not getting that much of it, et cetera. So there's a lot of the regulation side of that makes it so that it makes
But
not
they
the
are on a
right
4-year
sense.
cycle, so they're gonna finish up what they're doing here, probably not gonna do much
They had
extra.
20 in the area, 20 crews.
Yeah, so 4 years from now, they're gonna come back out, they reevaluate the areas every 4 years. So between now and then is kinda when I wanna do the legwork to see if, can we just get together beforehand, or even a supervisor and I would take a ride, or Emmett, supervisor, and all three of us can go for, I don't care.
Yeah.
And just look at the bad roads and see, hey,
I think it's
what we
good
do.
you recognize that.
Absolutely.
Cut 'em.
Communication, it's called.
Cut 'em,
Wow.
stone wall to stone wall and then some.
Oh, come on now.
That's not
Let's not get too
conservation
crazy.
thinking.
But you know something, you know how pretty it looks when it's all mowed down?
You know, I'm
You
gonna say
can-
something to
I
you.
still point
I was
out people to
skeptical
the
on
Allen Road.
Detour Road, and other people were too, but I'm gonna say this to you, they came out looking very nice.
You didn't inspect any, you shouldn't have inspected any different.
Well, I didn't go down and inspect or expect anything, I looked at it when it was first done, and other people made some comments to me, which I kept to myself, I said, let's give it some time. And we did, and you did, but it looks very nice, so that's a compliment,
Yeah,
sincerely.
thank you.
we need to do that to every road, honestly.
Yeah.
Make the ditches better, get the
Well,
trees back.
the water issue, as he knows and can tell you, and you know, and I know, is concerning, and it's gonna get more concerning.
Well, and that's why we gotta start addressing it.
Yeah,
You just take that, I mean, you go down the Call Road by Mark and Jules, down through there, that's not a scenic road, but it's it's prettier than any scenic road in town, because they take pride in it. And it's like right now over on the Bashan Hall of Garrish Roads, never looked as good as it does today after Russell got done mowing it last week and got that all mowed down and took the extra time. And Asplin did a bunch over there as well. And then this spring, where it was washed out, we put that stone in the ditches, which I wanna have a public hearing, because I wanna do the other side, but that was kind of an emergency. Ran it by Dana, and he just said, well, you know, we gotta get the road back together, and if it rains again, and whatever, and so,
The mowing looks good too. Obviously, the road, you know, I walk on with the dog, my wife walks on, she can step out. It's mowed out there about 10 to 15 feet, and it looks very good.
yeah, keep it mowed back every year, and then every year it gets easier, and then it's not a mess. Last year, it had been a while, and it was messy. We went around, cleaned it up,
And
and,
there's certainly something to be said about being able to see down the road.
Right.
For the safety of
Oh, yeah.
walking and
Yeah.
biking.
Or an animal coming out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't mean to go off in a detour, but that's,
no, it's good.
That's
that's
good.
what I had.
Yes.
So.
It's good.
All right. Let's see here. So is there anything further for department head style? Because I know we've gone through budget.
Well, I would say that, I don't know what Roy has done with the health stuff. Is that appropriate for the time for department stuff?
If you would like
Sure.
to talk about that,
I don't really know
I
what to
will
talk
get
about.
my,
Roy, he must have sheet.
But
Yeah.
we had Roy come in, didn't we?
Yeah,
A month
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
here now.
Oh, okay.
You know,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys needed.
As you know, that the health officers and deputy health officers are appointed by the state.
Right.
And they look for the board's recommendation. Roy has recommended that Rob be the deputy health officer. I have had Roy and Rob sign this form, and if you agree, if you would sign it, I will send it to the state.
Steve, don't worry about anything.
Russell, do not start doing that.
Sorry.
Sometimes I can
It's
feel
only
it.
7, I mean, it is nice and dark out,
Listen.
but it's only 7:30.
No, it's not, it's
The old
really
8:30
8:30.
though, yeah.
Like tomorrow morning, when it's supposed to be 5, it's still gonna be 4.
Yeah. It felt like you and I went deer hunting this morning, but,
Yeah,
yeah,
covered some ground.
we
anyway.
did.
Bottom left. All right.
Yeah, I think I got up at 2 o'clock and went on a call. I don't think I had a coffee, and, yeah, that was the beginning of my day.
Well, can't top that, but.
So that,
No, was it 2, or did I get
that
back
brings
at
us
2?
through the department head portions, unless there's anything over here.
Are you
I,
worried that it wasn't signed in the right spot?
Yeah, gonna have a chat, a non-public, I
matter.
talked to Dana about that.
Yeah, non-publics we would do at the
At
end.
the end, he said.
So is there anything for the department head wise, or just then moving on into the rest of the budget?
I don't have anything further for department
Okay.
head wise. Well, maybe I should just say, the tax rate has not been set yet. And, we have everything ready now for it to be set. I'm gonna be going over it with Russ and the portal and how that works. And Wendy is also familiar with the portal and how I anticipate when they work with the DRA and get what the rate is going to be. They'll have some choices for you, and so I don't know if you want to, since you're meeting a couple times next week, they might be able to catch you before your meetings and talk to you about what, if any, you wanna use out of fund balance.
What were we waiting on? Was it the traditional or?
No, actually, when the DRA changed the portal for the equalization, and that, we're really not that late, in other words, they've just gotten that straightened out for us, so.
So the wait this time was for DRA to finish their updates, basically.
I don't know if I wanna say it like that, but that's kind of what it is.
All right.
So, I mean, we're not waiting for any of the assessors. The school has a new business manager that was very efficient, getting their work in the county, so,
That's awesome, huh?
yeah. it is.
Speaking of the school, I think originally we had suggested the second meeting in November for getting together with them. Have we had any kind of movement towards when actually?
I
that meeting
haven't
would be?
really, but I can put that to them. Maybe Russ, you can reach.
I don't know
out
if
to
it was
them.
if that one makes sense anymore or not, but I wanna make sure that we have a good one with them where that can all be explained and stuff well before there would be, for example, their budget hearing and our both our annual meetings and our budget hearing.
Would
Cause I don't want
some-
them to all kinda conflate into.
Yeah.
Our
Would
budget
sometime in January work?
I would be okay.
You know,
with
December's not a really good
Yeah.
month for that.
Yeah, you know, I think we've got Warner, Hopkins, and we've got some important issues to talk to them about. And I don't see that all getting resolved in either one of those meetings.
Yeah.
So I'm with the two of you on it. I would say, let's push it to January. Hopefully, maybe later in the month, and hopefully by that time you'll be back to join us, I hope.
I hope so.
Yeah, like our second meeting in January,
You know, I'm with Dave on that,
we
yeah.
see.
I think that's a little lesser, I mean, I wanna know what I'm signing the check for 468,000 for, but.
Let's not make it the second one, because the second one will move, because the second one will be the 19th, which is Martin Luther King Day.
Third one, I mean, the first one.
And the
Well,
first-
you
the first
had
one will be the
mentioned,
5th,
Dave,
so-
about changing the schedule.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, right.
And I don't know if, we don't have to talk about it now, but whether there would be another additional meeting in the month.
My suggestion was not for changing our schedule, my suggestion was for changing the other stuff to match.
Okay,
We can go into that later.
all right, I'm trying.
I know, because I'm sitting between the middle of you two, I don't know.
Yeah. You need it. You don't wanna know. You need a third meeting in the month?
No, I don't think so. I think that what Dave was thinking of is sometimes, as you know, the payroll and the, accounts payable don't coincide with your
yeah,
meeting.
yeah.
It's great when it coincides with your meeting, 'cause
I
that
mean,
way
I-
I don't have to have you come in.
With the school, I'll be honest with you, if we go into January, I would, I'm just throwing this out there, so, I wouldn't mind having a special public meeting with them to hear what they have to say. Because I think you're right, or somebody said it here, I wanna get into the discussion, I wanna find out what's being paid for, I wanna have a copy of their budget in front of us, so I know what I'm talking about.
Their
And you people probably
their,
know more than me, so I wanna educate myself.
Yeah, their business manager, Mr. York, is very good. I think.
That's what I've heard from
I
another
think-
school district.
Yes,
yeah.
I think you'll,
But you know what I'm
Is he
saying?
find it's different.
Is he new at it?
He's new to this district.
He's new to this district.
Is that okay with the two of you, or how do you feel? Instead of jamming up meetings with I mean, a Wednesday night or?
I think it's better you do it, in myself, in January.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Because, that way, it's before the public hearing for your budget, before the
Yep.
public hearing for their budget.
And we're educated a little bit as to what we're thinking
Yeah.
and doing.
Yeah, I think
That makes
that's a very good idea.
Now, hopefully you'll be back
And
with
it's
us.
far enough out that hopefully we have you, but also we can actually do some outreach so that people know it's happening and can come and be informed instead of just, well, you had them and you didn't say X or something.
Right.
Well, I'm not patting myself in the back, but the night I asked you two folks, what am I signing the check? Nobody can, there were people in the audience, and I had a couple of them call me and said, and I appreciate that. And they said, that's a very good question, because we don't know either. And I think we need to know. I'm not anti-education, I'm very positive education.
I guess I would say that I had Mr. York explain how they calculate the school rate. And I've never had a good explanation of that until
Mr. York.
he gave it to me.
Well, that's why I'm looking forward to meeting Mr.
You know.
York, so.
Yeah. So perfect, I just wanna make sure that we
Okay,
don't
great,
lose sight of that, and
great, get on
even
that,
if
Russ,
it's,
will you?
even if it's
Yeah.
not now, and it's, say, January, the sooner that we have an actual date that we can start advertising and telling people about, the better.
Okay,
And I'm sure you're gonna have some parents in here,
I'm gonna be great.
one here.
Yeah.
All right, so that moves us on to the rest of our budget, of which we have elections, the ambulance, and insurances.
Okay, I'm gonna present all of those.
Okay,
As Mary is unable to come up right at the moment. The first one is elections, which is the clerk. The clerk's wages and the deputy clerk's wages, that's based on our stipend policy. The election wages, she has 3 elections this coming year, which bumps that up a little bit. Her dues are $20, that remains the same. She's asking for $1,000 less in workshops. And I think part of that is that last year she had Stephanie attend, she and Stephanie together attended, really about every workshop if they were able to. The clerk supplies is stable, as well as the clerk expenses. The supervisor mileage and supplies is up 1,300, and one of those issues is they have a tablet at their elections that has to be programmed by the state. It's $600 a page. Most ballots, well, let me just say this, you probably can have it as one page, but if there's a lot of warrant articles, for example, planning articles, what I'm trying to think, it could go into 2 pages.
You guys change.
The other issue is, she wanted to allow enough for printing for the supervisor's checklist.
water, Chief. I got water in the truck.
So that's the reason for the increase there. So the budget is up 9,800.
if it's $600 per page, and we've got 3 different elections, even if that's 1 per page, that's that entire mileage and supplies line. If they're suggesting 1,800, so is that actually enough?
Well, that's a very good question. I was thinking that when I was sitting here.
Well, yeah, that's a
You
very good
know,
point.
and I'm trying to think of if it's necessary for her to have that. What I don't know is if it's necessary to have that for, I don't think it would be necessary for each election. So that would be $1,800 just without anything else, if you had one page. So that's a good question. I wish I had a better answer.
Or maybe
Yeah.
instead of per page, it's per election?
She told me page. I'm pretty sure she said page.
She did.
What is the mileage been, what is the mileage separated from the administrative fee for that document?
Oh, there it is.
For the supervisor mileage, you mean, John?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what is, you explained the document very well, but what is the mileage aside from the document? What have they been using, what have they been doing for yearly mileage?
They haven't been spending very much on yearly mileage, but that's really for meetings that they go to.
Right.
And
But how much has that been there? Am I looking at it here at 636 or am
I don't know, John, I'd have to find out.
So, I mean, what I'm saying is I'm kind of agreeing with Dave.
I do too.
You know what I'm saying? We might need to put some more money in.
Right. So I'll speak to Mary more about it.
Not to
And I'm
create,
sorry she couldn't be here.
no, not to create a mountain out of the
No, it's
molehill.
not creating anything, we just need to figure it out.
So you probably need to add the mileage too.
Okay.
Just the-
I wonder if it's a contract per page for the year. Because if that's the case, then 2 pages would be 1,200, and the 636 that they've spent this year would be approximately the 1,800 that's listed. For the sake of trying to keep some sanity there and a little bit of in case, I'm gonna suggest that while we wait for Dana to get more information on that we pencil it in as 2,000 instead of 1,800 to give that extra little bit of room so there is some mileage and supplies, as opposed to just the
Keeping it
3
tight.
pages
Yep, I
that
agree.
we expect.
I agree.
And so maybe she comes back with, no, that's only like 600 of it, and you know, there is plenty of extra, and that would be awesome. But at least it will be in here, and I'll
Wanna
find
make a
that
bet
as
on
a
that?
question.
Let's see.
She'll answer the phone. She might visit customers
All right,
or on the phone with the state.
I've dialed the wrong number, never mind. Don't
Oh,
tell
well.
anyone that.
Maybe my phone will ring and ask why the town clerk isn't answering her phone. Not there, I'm in the
All right.
Hello, is Mary still there?
Where did the clock go?
Hey,
It's
do you have a
behind us.
minute? Could you come up and explain about the tablet, please? Thank you.
Speaking of rock numbers, I remember one of the guys in the
It's
back
like
of
the
the
heating
ambulance was
system
going
sounds like an
off,
air
wanted to
jet
know what
plane.
was going on, asking for things.
I don't remember it being this loud.
Person answers, goes.
Oh,
"Is this
the last
is
couple
the
times, I'm
emergency?"
like,
What's that?
I don't know, just the century we're in, I'm just like, geez.
Oh, I work on
What,
it.
The heating, yeah, sounds like a jet plane taking off.
I kinda like that,
Like a,
you know?
oh, it's been on now, since I was.
I think it's outside.
Because I think it's
The
not
heat's the
floor.
outside portion.
No, it is the heat.
It's just, so, that just means that we're pushing that much more air through it, so it's that much more effective. I thought we might have been hearing one of the handlers or something like that, but, nope.
Silent system,
Is it louder like that down in the offices too?
No,
No,
Okay.
no, it isn't. It's nice though here because we don't have to run the coil, and obviously
And
we don't keep it.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense because the, up here had basically been turned off on the main system for a long time because none of the ducting worked correctly. And so when we did all of it, they fixed all of the ducting in the
Right.
zones. So now it is getting the appropriate
Yeah.
amounts, so that's good.
Oh, look,
Hello.
Mary, thank you for coming.
Welcome.
Mary, we had a question on the,
Sorry, I need all kinds of best.
of the programming of
Come on up and sit down,
tablet.
you're supposed to come up here.
We had a question on the programming of the tablet, and they had
It-
people,
So basically, it's the mileage and supplies line. You had raised it to 1,800, and then it was mentioned that it was 600 per page for the programming of the tablet. With 3 elections, does that mean that that's the entire budget gone?
It's just for the town election that we have to do
Oh, it's
it.
only the town one?
The state and federal, the state will provide the tablet,
Okay,
pre-programmed.
that makes more sense. So it would be up to 1,200 of that
Yeah.
would be for the tablet. And then
And
that
it's-
would leave 600 or 1,200 for
Well, I-
normal supplies and mileage.
And we think, it depends on how many warrants do you anticipate being on the ballot?
well,
Probably
there will
the
be a
usual
zoning
plus-
change, so,
well, basically it would just be all zoning and the election.
Because it's 600 per page. So there's 6 open positions, 6 or 7.
Okay, so I will put that back to the 18.
So I can put a short little warrant
That makes
on the
sense.
bottom of that, but if it's lengthy, or if there's more than one, it could go into the second page. So you're looking at $1,200 right there.
Okay,
I mean, I
knew
could,
the accountant lady wasn't gonna be wrong.
it's perfect.
I could stay with the 1,200 for this next election. But we're under budget at this point. That's why I was kind of making up the
Oh, no,
difference.
it wasn't trying to go less.
Yeah.
It was that we were wondering how that, with 3 elections, that would fit. But
Yeah.
now it makes sense because it's only our
It's
town
only
election that we need to
one,
pay
so I'm
for.
probably a little high, but I'd rather be high than
I
And
failed
being in the red. I
miserably.
don't like being in the red on my budget, so.
Oh, that's great, so thank you very much
Yeah.
for the
Oh, you're
explanation.
welcome. You're welcome. Anything else on that
Just
budget?
wanna make sure you get enough money in it, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Ain't it?
Thank
That's
you
all.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll go count my cash.
Now we know what we're talking about.
Now we know, okay. Mary will never ask me to do that again.
You gotta do it anyway.
All right.
I have another budget, the ambulance service that I know nothing about, which is, when I spoke to the Hopkinton administrator asking for figures, she told me to plan on 85,000 for the ambulance this coming year. And I know from the paperwork that she gave us, when John and I spoke to her, it was about that figure.
It was.
And, so I don't know how etched in stone this is, but I put that in as a placeholder.
They told me that Warner's went from 82,000 to 248.
Well, you know, when I talked to her and I asked her that, because you had said that. and
Well, no,
thought-
I had a phone call
Yeah.
from a person that said they read it in the messenger, and they were asking what they had done to ours, which was another chief from another town, not too far from here.
It was interesting, because, you know, Hopkins said, well, we haven't set those yet.
You know, I just,
All I know is what she told me, you know?
yeah,
I wonder if that was somebody extrapolating based on the, how short they had done the bills previously.
Maybe.
Well, I heard 85, and I'd be very surprised if it went up over 85. And I hope that's not,
well, it's gonna be what it is, I mean, even 85 is still getting a deal.
oh,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the
agree with
day.
that.
Do we should just, when we have our meeting with them, we should just ask if they've got a more accurate number instead of a ballpark number, and.
Oh, I'm
but-
sure you'll have enough. They haven't,
I don't know if they'll have it by our meeting with them, but.
they haven't done their budget.
Yeah.
That's,
It's raining pretty good out
oh.
there.
Come in, trees will be down.
I thought it was the heater over there too, I know we're talking to that side.
If there was gonna be trees down, it would have been last Friday night, man, the wind blew.
Yeah, there were a lot of good ones down
I
there,
sat-
dodged on the road.
We literally didn't have to pick up, Dave got up the next morning and goes, oh my gosh, where did all the leaves go? And it's no lie, I mean, they were covered, I mean,
Yeah.
all they dropped it, but they blew in the right areas.
Yeah, nothing's nicer than a New Hampshire pre-winter storm, I believe.
Yeah,
So the last was the insurances, which I usually wait till last, but since I had figures, I did it. And it's pretty straightforward. I have the figures from Primex for the liability insurance, the workers' comp, the unemployment, short-term disability, health trust. I have the paperwork for the health insurance, and I know, Dave, you know that there's a chart at the end of the budget that gives you a little bit of background on that, and I certainly could print it for anyone that needs it. The life insurance and the dental insurance, so those figures. Last year, we budgeted more in the health insurance, not knowing what we were going to have for a full-time police officer. And now,
That's
we
covered?
actually based it on actual
On actual
staff.
coverage.
Yeah,
Okay. The actual cost,
yeah.
okay, good.
and you really, from 24 to 25, I mean, yeah, 25,
Yeah.
or 26, it'd be
Yeah.
26.
Steve, and Chief,
Looks
in
good.
that- In that
I mean,
budget,
who else gets insurance for that?
excuse me, in that, grant for new officers, they pay for health insurance and everything? They do.
If we can get onto that, they cover everything for 3 years.
Okay,
Health insurance.
no, that's just asking.
Uniforms, training, everything.
Okay.
Do they cover all of the insurances that we may, but not every place might. So for example, we do dental, but not every town necessarily does.
I don't know how much they cover on the health insurance. Last I knew, they were talking covering everything.
Okay.
They said it was gonna be cost-free for 3 years. We haven't seen the final numbers, and it's supposed to be out in January, so.
Okay. No, I just wanna make sure we're planning ahead.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be a huge savings for us. I mean, 3 years out down the road,
Yep.
Yeah, if you could find the right person,
that's the thing.
or a person.
Yeah, I think we can.
Good. I bet you can.
Get one and train them our way.
So that covers all of the ones that were listed for today.
That's right.
I guess, yeah, because we're covering the transfer station with Hopkinton, so
Yep.
maybe,
We don't really have a say.
I'm kinda bummed out I'm gonna miss that, but.
let's just make sure that they know that we would like to have at least some form of pre-estimate to put into our planning for the transfer station budget, even though they won't have gone through their budgeting yet.
I will do my very best to express that.
God, you always want something.
But yeah, all right. So that takes care of budgeting, which moves us on to our other old business, which is Clothespin Bridge.
So, we discussed the time frame because it's been up in the air. So I've settled, and wanted to have the board's opinion on this on the first weekend in December to do the opening.
I'm gonna be out of town.
I guess the real question
Do
is,
we still wanna do the dedication?
do we know when, like, we're really gonna have a bridge that can be open?
Today when I was talking to the young man that's in charge down there, buttoning things up, he was probably looking at the middle or the end of next week.
Okay, so if it's next week, I don't wanna delay like 3 more weeks of the bridges sitting here before we do a ribbon cutting
I was
and
figuring
open
the
it.
bridge would be
So-
open and then we do the ribbon cutting on the set day.
How about Thanksgiving?
Yeah, why not?
I'm not
We'll have
gonna be
some
around on
turkey.
Thanksgiving.
I'm kidding.
When are you out of town?
I'd leave the day after Thanksgiving for that following week.
It should be back the first Saturday of December.
No, I'd be back the first, no.
No.
When's your next select board meeting? Just start it there, cut the ribbon.
I leave,
Next select board meeting is the
Thanksgiving is
17th in 2 weeks.
Thanksgiving is the 28th, the 27th. I leave on the 28th, and I'll be back on the 6th.
Which is a Friday, Sunday?
Right, no, the 7th, I'll be back on the 7th, the Sunday.
So I kinda like that thought, which is, if they're actually planning to be done, like,
The
done
end.
and opening it, like, end of next week, I think it would make a lot of sense for us to invite them to come and do an official opening with a ribbon cutting and everything on the Monday before we would have our normal select board meeting here at the 17th. Because then we're not delaying anything, we're giving them a little bit of room to finish anything up that they want to, and it can all be official and like, yeah, it's really open now, go to use it. And then we can move the rest of then we can come over here to
Probably
finish the
do that.
meeting and maybe entice some people to join us in a meeting by giving them some
Yeah, we can put it
refreshments.
on the,
17th
sign.
at what, 4 o'clock or?
yeah, that'd probably work, and then we can have some light refreshments here after, before the select board
So we
meeting.
all go down to the bridge, have the ribbon cutting at the bridge.
Right.
And how are we gonna light the area since it's gonna be dark? So it's
That's a
safe.
good point.
We got crews we can light it up.
And can they bring a truck down?
That ambulance will light it up
That's what I'm
pretty
thinking.
nice, that thing.
I didn't want to speak for you.
I've got some good battery area work lights too that I can contribute to that, but if we've got a cruiser and a truck, it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
4:30's not gonna be dark.
I got my phone light.
Everybody sees my point, right? I'm not trying to
No,
be
it's a
John
good
Stanley
point.
here, I'm just saying.
Right.
We're not used to the new time setting yet, we're gonna be.
Well, and people aren't gonna be used to using the bridge, so it's not like someone's gonna come through and try to turn on the bridge as long as we haven't removed the signs yet.
Right.
So.
All right.
Maybe you could shorten your night and start the select board meeting early and get out earlier too.
I think that's a good idea.
And then we can post it now and just say it's contingent on the bridge being done.
I'm glad I won't be here.
I guess just before we post that and say we're definitely doing it, please have a call to the bridge company to get an official timeline of when we're
Yeah,
gonna.
they have been really,
Cause I know things have been everywhere.
that's
Right, we're
kind
gonna
of
get
the
a little
answers
bit of
we're
rain
getting to.
tonight, but he's gonna come, yeah.
I don't
I'll
think-
work with Russ, we can call, but we can call.
We can call them, but I
Yeah.
just wanna, it's been difficult to get a hard, firm date.
Yes.
Well, they've been waiting for the membrane,
Yeah.
and they're waiting on the subcontractor to do that.
Yeah,
So we're still up in the air.
but I would say that, provided that they say they'll actually be done, I love the idea of doing it, the 17th, which gives them a little bit of wiggle room and does it on the same day as a select board meeting, and maybe we get more people here if they come and enjoy some refreshments first.
And I'll give you a list of people that I think you should invite,
Bob's, yeah. We'll figure it out.
like people from the
And if we're
state.
here and it's not that long, then could you legally start the select board meeting earlier?
It would have to be when posted.
Yeah, we can post it earlier, that's not a big
Yeah.
deal.
Though, we could actually post that the meeting is starting at the bridge to then recess until, until we reopen it here.
So we'll dedicate it to a local resident in the spring.
In the spring.
Yeah, if there's gonna be an actual dedication, we would do that at like town meeting with more,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
yeah.
More input.
Okay, well, this letter's going in the garbage because it's on the wrong date.
Well, I think what's there is good, except for hopefully we get to change the date to be earlier.
Well, I was hoping to have you guys sign it, but I'll just sign it.
Well, the issue is you don't really know the date.
We don't know the date.
That's the problem.
Yep. All right. So does that sound good? Rick?
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Keep it compact.
Did we get to that? We did.
That will be nice. All right, that brings us to new business, hazard mitigation.
Well, I think this is pretty exciting for the Hazard Mitigation Committee, which the committee was formed back in mid-2024 and has been working for the last 16 months on an updated plan. The town has had a hazard mitigation plan since 2007. They are updated every 5 years, and we're 2 years overdue. And we have to have the plan through FEMA in order to get considered for being eligible to apply for incidents that happen.
Disaster relief, yeah.
Disasters. The committee had on it the road agent Emmett, the police lieutenant Phil Mitchell, emergency management director Rob Walensky, John Clark, started off as a regular committee member and then became a select board member on it. And then we've had two people from the school board on it. Eric Hansen was one, and Melissa was the other, and I'm sorry, I can't come up with her name.
Muzzy.
Dave Collins was on it. John Silly, who no longer lives in town, he was on it as well. And Tia Mercer from the dam. She's the manager of the Franklin Falls Dam as well as the Webster Blackwater Dam. there were several people that would, assist. We had Mike Tardoff from the Planning Commission attended several meetings. We had, people from, Eversource attend in Unitil, and staff from New Hampshire Homeland Security. Now, they didn't attend every meeting. The three faithfuls of every meeting was really, John, Phil, and myself, and Emmett. So, we have a plan, and it is, they have a little different way from what they used to do. The plan used to have to be approved by the board before it was sent to FEMA, and now this is really a public information session that we're holding, and then if there's no changes in the plan, I have the plan, and I didn't think you wanted me to read the 311
Please,
pages.
no.
No, thank you.
Although I'm sure
Can
you'd
we
love
get
to
that
know
as an
how it
audio
comes out.
book to go?
But it really, basically, we went through the plan, updated some of the hazards and concerns we had. I don't recall anything really terribly different. Do you remember anything else?
I think working together, we just did updates. Emmett came in.
Yeah,
and
Rob, I'm
Steve-
sorry.
Lieutenant was there. I mean, everybody that pertained to, like you said, the many people that were involved in it pertained to different segments of the plan, all contributed, and I think we came up with a good improved document, I should point out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Updated, improved.
And I guess if I didn't stress it enough, I mean, the committee worked very hard, every member.
Well, it was a
and-
lot of
and
work.
Really everyone has their part
Nice.
that they know about, their expertise. This was paid for by a hazard mitigation grant, provided through the, Homeland Security. And the 10% match, which was required for the town to contribute, was satisfied by the time that town staff and volunteers put into it. So, anyway. Since 1973, there've been disasters totaling 180,000 that the town has gotten benefit from. These last few disasters that we've had, they go by county, and if your county doesn't come up to threshold, you're not gonna be in it, so. Merrimack County has not, the Roby Road one was, I was very disappointed in that one, but the, Merrimack County didn't have enough damage to warrant that.
But my guess is all the towns aren't putting in like they should. You know, the little stuff, I think they're letting slide. Cause I feel like we were close. Even the Roby Road itself was what, 300-something thousand?
I don't know what a couple.
You know, and I don't even know if it was a $500,000 or it was a certain percentage we had to get to, but we weren't super far from
What
that.
year was that, Rob?
2 years?
That was 2 years ago, I think.
Last year, the summer.
But if every
I thought it was
town
23.
reported like we did, we had to reach out to them and declare it, or
Well,
tell
and
them
you
about
know, you're right.
It
I
would have
mean,
added up, I think.
Emmett and I worked closely together to come up with figures
Yeah.
on that.
Well,
And we
and-
even had them, I believe they came out and.
Oh, they did, we
Emmett-
walked.
Oh,
with
yeah,
them,
we walked it, we spent a whole day with them.
Right.
Yeah,
Pretty much a whole day in town.
yep, Lake
And so I
Road,
think
Roby
everyone,
Road,
you know, we really tried
Cause it was
to
that close that they were looking.
make sure
at.
we get our, but I agree with you. I think that it's not an easy task to keep track of these, and some towns don't.
If
do
it's
it.
minor or small, I
Yeah.
think.
So I think that's a very good point for
Have
meetings
that
with the town of
education.
Hopkinton and one.
You know.
Just if you make a note,
Okay.
one of you, I think that's a good point.
So if any of you are interested, what we have been paid for, I do have a list of that. And it's very interesting. Most of it was snowstorm related, is what we have. So we're not looking for action from the board tonight, this is just informational. If there's no changes, Stephanie is going to send it to FEMA on this Friday, the 7th. And it's kinda hard to know when she's gonna hear back because of the government shutdown. But hopefully, once we hear back in December, at that time, the board will be asked to adopt the plan for the town and sign the certificate of adoption and have it filed with FEMA plus the state.
Since this is for the public information session portion of this, is this posted on our website so people can go grab it and look at
It
it?
will be,
if
I
they're-
haven't put it on yet, but it will be.
Just a comment, working together with everybody that was in the group. Stephanie does a nice job with this, and there's a lot of work behind the scenes she does. So just a complimentary comment, she was very good in leading us through it, not telling us what we should be putting there, but working with us, so we, creating the language and creating the document. I mean, I think you'd agree with that.
Oh,
I
100%.
know Phil would too if he was here, but I just wanna make a public comment. I think it's very important. You have people like that that can be part of the organizations, and the money we spend, the Central New Hampshire Regional Planning Commission, is well worth the money we put out there to get the help and the grant to support.
Right. And of course, it's, there's a certain way this has to be done. I mean, I'm sure if I went to do it without
Right.
her help, I would have
No,
done it much different.
She's done it for years, and I've been through 3 of these here in Webster.
Yeah.
She's done it for years and
Yeah.
does a great job.
She was really very, very helpful and has been. And I will say, as a side note, she was very patient with me when we started, and I was trying to figure out how to do meetings online.
I feel like you've built a bridge, we should bring that to the ribbon cutting.
I think,
I mean, you just said it, you all worked together and put together what you needed.
I think so. And look, I still think you'd be finding this fascinating meeting.
I think for a small town, we, not to give more comment, but I think for a small town,
Good job.
when the going gets rough, everybody gets going.
Yeah.
So that's-
Right.
And we do
So-
have a tough town, we're pretty resilient, even going through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Recognize that our folks are tough, so.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes some of the things that came up, I'm like, what?
Well, we don't all, we don't all come to town hall to get warned, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people can't, and that's what we have to be, considerate of, you know what I'm saying?
So,
Perfect.
if you
Some
have any
people get paid
questions, I will
holiday,
be
that's
glad
what
to
they
try
work.
to answer them. I'm hoping you don't.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And so just so everyone knows, as the public information session, that will be on the website very shortly.
We will have that tomorrow.
You gotta scan all that?
I'm sure it's a PDF.
I have it all. I can just give it to Russell and say,
Oh.
And then I'll
handle
handle it.
Do it,
handle it.
It'll go somewhere.
do it on his lunch break.
All right. any
You gotta
further
know what you
questions or
can and can't
comments
do.
on this?
No,
No,
Great.
great job, thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you, Dan.
everybody involved. I
Thanks,
look
everyone.
forward to having this behind us so that if we need it, which I hope we never do, FEMA can pay us. That moves us on to our other new business, the remaining new business of the siding quote.
Okay, so I don't wanna reveal the numbers, but I know it was discussed that we
Hey,
need
buddy.
to paint the
Thank
town
you.
hall next year. Whether to paint it, or the option was brought up to do artificial clapboards, we paint it once and then it's good for 50 years. So I went out and reached out to a vendor to just get a basic idea of what the cost would be, to see if that's still the direction the board wanted to move in once you saw what the price tag would look like. And then I figured, since they do painting as well, I'd throw in the painting of repairs, because that would be one of the 3 quotes we'd be needing for the painting in it. So it put us in a good spot to start on that as well. So I just want to get input from the board if you're still considering artificial clapboards based on the price, or would you like to go with the painting method instead? Because from what I saw, it was about a little bit more expensive than what I was expecting, but I'm also not surprised.
double, right? You say?
I don't have I've got the numbers, but I don't have the portions of things here. So let me try to ask without giving numbers away, since there will be other people that will be asked to vote. When looking at painting and repairs, I'll just keep it to painting and repairs. Roughly what percentage of that is repairs versus painting?
So I did ask that question. So that is based on the estimate that they looked at that would include all of the painting. And they were estimating that about 300 feet would have to be repaired, like 300 board feet would have to be repaired.
You learned the money-wise.
But dollar-wise, painting and repairs. Now, the repairs obviously go along with painting and/or the upgrade to other clapboards. So that repair portion out of the painting and repairs, what percentage dollar-wise are we talking?
They didn't give me that, so I'd have to go back and ask.
That would be really good to know.
Is this in our packet?
And from my,
This
I
is-
understand.
Might be on the
Breakdown is
backside.
not.
Okay, that's probably why I'm missing it. So-
Backside.
don't-
Sorry.
From my understanding, I don't think the repair part is the significant.
Let me ask another question. Repairing clapboards, is that what we're talking about? What about the sills? Is there any sill damage? Because I came in Saturday
That
thinking that you were doing this, not knowing you were doing it. And I went and I walked around, and that's vinyl sided. That side isn't, but that side's the most vulnerable along with the south side. And
That
I
would
think
be-
David was saying last time we were talking, those two sides should probably be repaired, and this should be kept traditional, which I agree with. I think we try, again, I'm gonna say, we try to do, I have my words for it, we try to do something half done. And in 5 years down the road, as we are now, we're sitting there with cracked painting, boards cracked. I mean, I firmly believe we should vinyl side that side, within the structural, the structural, whatever you wanna call it, of the
And that
historical area.
was something we asked them for a quote on it.
I'm not, I'm just,
So is this all three, the artificial clapboards and repairs, is that all three sides that way?
That is a quote for that side and that side.
Okay.
And that side would be regular vinyl.
And that side would be vinyl, okay. That makes a lot more sense to me then, okay.
You know, back a few years ago when somebody was getting quotes to paint the place, the boards in behind the clapboards on the back side were weak. Were they ever taken care of?
Dana did testing on it, or at least I think you contacted somebody to do that.
Yes, well, I think that what I was trying to find out at that time was the moisture, we're trying to figure out moisture coming out from the inside. And we were told that that wasn't happening. Now.
Yeah, no, you know,
Yeah.
people tell you anything. I was
Right.
just, what I was,
On the backside, there is vinyl siding, so.
oh, already?
Yes, yeah.
who did that? Same person you're getting the quote from?
I can't
No.
tell you, John, I don't know.
I just started looking up local vendors that do vinyl
And again, I'm
siding.
not being critical, I'm just, I think.
I
some-
don't know who did that.
I think some pencil
Would you
sharpening
like
on this
this
could.
report, shall we send that to you, would that help?
Let me see that,
Because
maybe it will give the
We should have sent it
information
with you,
along.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was sent.
Oh, that's the quote.
Oh,
Cause they go over the damage.
Oh,
and
okay, I'm
the-
sorry, I'm going by
They
this
go
here.
over, they took pictures of all the sections of the town hall that would need to be repaired.
I can see some pencil sharpening necessary.
Well, once
actually,
again,
yeah.
this is, we're gonna get 3 quotes, so this is just
Oh,
one
okay.
of 3.
You were
Yeah.
just trying to
And-
get.
and-
I was just trying to get an idea if that was out of the price range that the board was looking for before I went out and got additional vendors.
I'm looking at doing my house, and I think I went north and south, and I think I'm being given a very fair price, but it's expensive to do it. And my house is not the, not the height this place is, if you know what I'm saying. So, I think you're within a good range, but as I say every time, let's go back and ask them to sharpen the pencil.
Yeah. Because I think the next step is if we're going in this direction, is I would contact 2 additional vendors and we get you 2 additional.
Well, you'd have to have
prices.
bids because it's
Bids,
over 10.
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think.
And then I can always ask them, like, knowing that it's going out to bid.
I think a 20-25-year plan on anything we do in this place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the town hall. It's.
How much is the historical portion of this entering into what goes where?
So I think that generally the board wants to keep the historical aestheticness, which is why they want to go with the artificial clapboards.
Yeah, so you're doing both ends,
The parts that you can
which
see
are
from the
truly the
road.
historical portions
Yeah.
of the church and the Grange Hall. And the entire front is all brand-new, non-historical, that you're gonna put composite on. So you're actually putting vinyl on the history, vinyl on the history, and composite on the new section that connects the two buildings together.
Composite meaning paint.
Just paint? Well, I thought you were talking a composite siding.
Yeah, composite siding.
Oh, you're putting composite siding? You're
Yeah.
thinking about-
Well, it would be an artificial clapboard if you decided to go with
Yeah.
that.
So, okay,
It would be
listening,
wood look, but
It would
not,
be wood look, it would look like real
Yeah.
clapboards, but it wouldn't be.
did you see this already?
I have
No.
not seen
No,
it.
because
No.
I didn't know where you were
I'm
going.
just questioning the historical portion, that we're worried about the non-historical portion being protected, covering the historical, Grange Hall, historical church, with vinyl, and preserving the
Well,
non-historical.
no, I don't think, I have to admit to you, I didn't know that, so let's rethink this for a minute. And what he's saying, those clapboards, those historical clapboards, would it be better to put those on all three sides? I mean, I never
Just
knew that.
somebody,
No, it makes
like I
sense.
say,
Right.
to me, I'd put vinyl on the whole thing, but you know you're gonna get a bunch of
No, you're
stuff
right.
We've
from
had some
people,
talk.
from
You're right,
historical
you're right,
value.
you're right. I'm not-
Members on the historical society about it too.
No, I never knew that part of it, so I mean,
Right.
so now it changes my thoughts. What if we split it up over a 2-year period?
I think you just make everything more expensive then.
Okay, well, then we're gonna have to make a decision, guess what? So,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, this is just, I wanted to have an idea, because we're in budget right now, and if we're gonna make a decision to pull the trigger on this, we need to make sure enough money's in the
We
trust.
gotta do something, because that side is rotting,
Yeah,
and this side is rotting too, not the front.
I will say that one of the things that I saw quickly while flipping through that is that these numbers that we see do include all of the repair costs for everything they could see rot for.
Okay, cool.
Not just, well, that's what it costs for this and then it'll be additional.
But I mean, listening to what Dean is
So-
saying, I didn't register with the fact that's historic, I was just thinking vinyl, historic.
and while they were
Exactly.
here, I also asked them to give us optional quotes for ways to make it so that the cupola won't rot again by replacing some of the boarding up there with PVC boards.
Yep,
And it's far enough away where you really can't get close to see it anyway, but it will never rot again if you do that.
that's a government operations center, it's got to be fixed.
Right.
Yeah, to me, it's, I guess the thing is, no matter what we do, it's not going to preserve the historical aspect, because we can't repair and replace those particular clapboards. We can't go down the same thing that the meeting hall on the hill did. But
Right.
it does make a lot of sense to me to make the visible portions, which we had only talked about this, but yeah, being historical, and I thought that was a visible portion, because that's the main entrance for most people down,
I agree with you
down there.
totally, yeah, I'm not.
That those two would be it looks the same as it did
And
historically.
people would have to understand, we can only put so much money into it.
Right,
And I agree with you, and listening to what Dean has now said, you can see that, you can see that, that you can't see. And I could really care less whether.
and if that's the worst wall, maybe to your point, if we're not doing them the same, then it might make sense to do that first.
Good point.
And then do those
Yep.
the next year. But we would need,
Yeah, we'd have to.
we would
quote it
need
out.
requoting and discussions.
Well, this
to
is
do
just the
that,
first quote.
But this is to kick off these kinds of
Correct,
discussions.
because I wanna
I mean, we have to
know,
have the discussion, again, as I,
because I didn't wanna go out and approach two different vendors if that was way outside the price range and you didn't wanna do it and you just wanted to stick to
well,
paper.
we gotta do something.
Right.
We gotta
I
do
don't like the
it.
price range, but I still think doing it in the, not restoration of historic clapboards, but looking like the historic clapboards, is probably the most sensible thing for here.
I think.
That's
you-
just my,
I'm with you.
Like I said, like, my biggest thing with this is I wanted to make sure the board still wanted to move forward with the clapboard, so I know what apples and oranges are, so I can approach other vendors.
And not to be
get more quotes.
disrespectful to the person who gave you this estimate, but I would knock the first one down a good 5 to 7. The second one, I knocked that down probably 10 to 15, if I was negotiating this.
So once again, I'm gonna tell them that we're going out to bid, so if they wanna knock it down before it goes out to
Good
bid.
point, very good point.
They're
Yeah,
gonna,
that's fine.
they can knock it down.
The thing I would say though is before we go to quotes and bids, we need to know
Exactly what we're doing.
exactly which thing we're doing.
Right.
So let's make sure that we schedule time to talk about that.
I like that idea, though. Historical.
And we could probably invite maybe somebody from the Historical Society
Yep.
in to talk about it. I got the person in mind,
Yeah.
so.
But I'm glad you spoke up. I didn't.
But I mean,
No, I think it was good.
That's
perfect.
Yeah.
This is the kind of input we like, so the more people actually come and sit here, the better, because we can be more informed to do what people want.
And there's no grant out there to help us with this, is that what I'm hearing?
Not that we know of, but we always can look.
Yep.
Just ask.
Yeah.
Maybe
I wish
some
I
of the
could say
folks
yeah.
from the Historical Society up there, they got some grants, maybe they could lead you in the direction
That's a
of
very good point.
where to look.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Okay.
We're not.
Well, I've got another contract in there as well. I went and talked to the revised people again and asked them to give me a breakdown of what it was for emergency alerts.
Oh,
So the e-notify was $700 a year. The e-notification center with text was $990, and the additional CMS user accounts was, which is part of this, is the $625, is for our regular users. And the online interactive app, which is the website, is the $900 a month. So they brought the price down to $2,450
From what?
from $2,990.
I think they did a nice job for us.
Yeah.
That's sharpening the pencil.
So I don't know if the board wants to go forward with revise, but if you do, I would like,
No,
a
that's good work.
motion
That's good work.
so that I can
And-
discontinue.
They have revised.
They have revised it, because there's a couple things we have to do to move in with the new website. I need to notify Civic Plus by the end of the month that we're discontinuing with them, so that's
What's
part
the
of our
total price
contract.
here, 2,000 a year?
$2,450
For
per year.
those services, that is a buy. Yeah, Dave, it's the IT guy. He can
and,
tell you.
And then if we're doing the setup fee, it would be an additional $6,000-ish. I'd have to relook at the quote, I think I have it running in here. But that hasn't changed, I think it's $6,450 for the first year with the setup.
I think you hit, oh, okay,
That's with the.
yeah.
With the
That
setup.
And then
includes the
$2,000 a
2,000.
year.
Yeah, make sure I'm looking at that
Oh,
right, but that's,
So
That's
like
what I have for the
4,000 for the
price.
setup and the $2,000 a year.
then $2,450 per year for 5,
Okay, so the first year is the 6,450,
because they set it up.
which
With
includes
the
the
$2,000
setup.
fee.
And that includes the
Whatever it is.
2,450, the annual, the 500. Is this 35? I guess so, yeah,
Yep,
which is the,
and we decided we didn't wanna break it down, we wanted to take the new website out of ARPA,
So they,
if we can, yeah.
if we can.
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the option was that over 3 years, it was $1,000
If you
more, so it
wanted-
was a total of 3,000 more that we would pay for on the first year, but this is now 4.
So,
Did I miss
it
something?
depends on how you wanna do it, so you have two options, you could do the full website quote up front, and we pay for it up front for the website redesign,
Mm-hmm.
or they break it down over a 4-year contract.
Oh, it's over 4 years, okay. I was thinking it was 3, so that's where I was wrong. That makes sense, thank you.
And trying to learn through this, we have a website now which is not functioning the way it should.
Our website functions, however, the price is gonna be going up through the roof. I mean,
So we don't have a choice. We're gonna,
and then the other option is they're supposed to get a redesign for us that'll make it ADA compliant by next February, and I can't get a hold of our representative to schedule that time.
Our current website is functional but dysfunctional,
okay.
and not, we'll know if it does not get updated at exorbitant fees, we'll no longer be within compliance. So we need to do something.
Time for change.
And this
And
is,
And we were impressed
A lot
with
It's
the
about
revised product.
4 times more expensive than what this is once we get the new
No, I
pricing
think you
from
did a
them.
nice job with, I'm very pleased that you moved forward and sharpened their pencil.
do we know yet whether we have the ARPA funds and or can apply it that way for what's left.
I believe, but I haven't gotten an answer, cause there's no one in that area to give me
to.
an answer.
I don't have any answer.
Nobody's in the government.
I mean, we could try an
Have you flown on a
HMA.
plane?
I mean,
Actually, that's not a terrible idea, we could try an HMA and see if they give us an idea.
well, I mean, the worst case scenario
Is we have to pay it back.
is that it doesn't get approved and we'd have to pay it back. And we're talking a little bit down the road, so I didn't say this in a public meeting, but since I couldn't get an answer, what can I do?
So do we make a motion to accept that?
The second part of that I would say is well, normally I would hate to do that, cause, now we suddenly have to pay X amount that wasn't planned for in a future year.
I agree.
I'm actually comfortable with that, because we have, for example, the technology fund that we could certainly use towards that sort of thing.
And this is part of our record retention project, because it
Correct.
literally is keeping our digital records
So you need a motion?
intact.
So I think that makes
So
sense.
I wanna get a motion to go with revise.
Yeah.
So I would move that we accept the new revised proposal as was renegotiated and to do so with the upfront conversion cost.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I would want a second motion to discontinue, to sign for the letter to discontinue with Civic Plus.
I'll make a motion that you, as soon as possible, sign and prepare and sign a letter to discontinue with, what's the company's name?
Civic Plus.
Sorry?
Civic Plus.
Civic Plus. Anybody second it?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I wanna make sure we're done.
And I will say that
Good government.
Civic Plus has been pushing very, very hard on all of the government tech lists and conferences and everything to make sure that everybody should go to their stuff and all of their suite of services, as opposed to what it used to be, which was just the website like we had.
They pay more attention to you if you're a Manchester though than if you're a
Yes.
Webster.
They are really aiming at the, like, we want the state, or we want the large city.
A natural response.
It's a very small state, and you get poor word of mouth from one town, it's gonna spread to everybody.
Well, I think you did good work on this.
Yeah, but
So this,
Seems
I
great, so.
think we're going exactly the direction we need to. So thank you very much for, I know you put in a ton of work doing this, so thank you. All right, that
Rush, you're
takes
working
care
towards a
of.
plaque.
I know, we're gonna have a plaque right over with you.
No thanks.
So that
Unless
takes
it's a
care
plaque
of
that says here lies
that one.
Russell and I'm under the floorboards.
Let's just get Dana back here before we put any flags on the wall.
Is there further business before correspondence that we should
Let me
be
see
adding?
if I have any notes.
I don't have any correspondence, no.
I don't think I have anything more.
The only thing I will say that, the cemetery committee has asked me again, and I think I mentioned this before, about how they apply sales of lots. But I think it makes sense, first of all, I don't think we can do anything about it until the money, what they would like is for a portion of the money to go into the trust fund. And we have to have the town approve us to allow us to deposit the trust funds. I thought I would have them come in January and talk to you. I'd like them to talk to you rather than me.
That makes sense.
So,
And then did we ever get
And
Brenda's contract to the board?
we're gonna do that at that time. We'll do that at the same time.
when are we going to, I know we have a few different things that we often do annually, some of them after town meeting, but when are we going to look at, for example, the fee schedule that would include, for example, cemetery plots?
I think that would be the time to do it for the cemetery, when the cemetery committee comes
Yeah.
in to, we don't sell very many plots. And it certainly is a very reasonable price, and I don't know if they're really asking for an increase, but they're just, we're trying to straighten out. The select board back in 1993 made a motion to do it that way, which is fine, however, it's not the selectmen that can deposit into
Right,
trust
it has
funds,
to be town meeting.
you know.
So I guess there could be a policy or an agreement to include it as part of warrant articles each year. But if it were going to be an actual real thing, then it would probably need to be a warrant article on its own.
Yeah.
Just like, for example, we have the land use change tax go into conservation.
Or I think it'd be
Probably
more
at the
akin
beginning,
to
it would
the,
make sense to have an article.
the revolving fund, like for the police department, like the whichever one, so that,
I don't think you can do that for cemetery fund, though. I don't think you can do a revolving fund for cemetery.
we have to look into it, but.
Yeah, I don't think you can, but I think you can do a percentage of revenues, just like you would with the law.
I mean, it makes sense that you have, like, I think the percentage, it was like, out of $250, $50 went to the town for the administrative work. And $200 goes into this trust fund, for things down the road, like stone repair or things like that. But that's what they had suggested at the time, and you certainly could do something different.
And, yeah, I think we need to have further discussion there, because we're not saying, well, take all of your funding out of only the cemetery stuff. Like,
No.
we're using standard town, maintenance funds and stuff to cover the stuff at the cemetery.
I mean, the other thing that I would
So-
say, you're not really selling a lot of lots, so I mean, if you put in 400 a year or 600 a year, that's,
Yeah,
you know, it's great to save it, but it's not really enough to,
yeah, it would be
Do
different
anything.
if this were the, like, perpetual and it comes off as only interest and there was good interest rates, but anyway,
I know, it's,
yeah.
there's no easy answer.
All right, so yes, we should definitely have that discussion with them, at the time they come for the budget. Which, are they? Oh, we did, generic cemeteries with Brenda last time.
You did, yeah.
So,
But I
but
think
yeah,
that-
we should have them come in, discuss the fee schedule.
I
and
wanted
so
to have them
forth.
come in for a couple of reasons, but I think that we can do that in January maybe.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Anything further before correspondence?
No.
Is there any correspondence that, all right,
No.
so that moves us on to public comment.
Said enough.
All right. That moves us on to our motions and approvals. So what do you got for us? I know we did some signing already, so I think we're in one of those off-week ones.
Let's see, I think we just have signings today. Well, you've got the minutes, and I've got an intent to cut,
And this one's for the state job.
which is that state job that,
And
we have a bond,
yeah, the bond payment was
That.
received today, so that's all set to go.
which is the state.
Where's
rule.
that, down the flood zone?
Up in
Up on
Province
the-
Road,
Oh,
actually
okay.
gonna come out to Province Road.
You should sign here too.
Oh, I'll yell at them.
Hey, at least I know something. At least I always have to sign in both places.
They like
When
to-
it's
they like to
state
bug
land.
us, so.
Yeah, I will let them know.
Okay, one boy.
That's I've been misled.
And I did let the forester know when he called me that when the roads are posted, they're gonna be posted. And
Good, yeah, you should know that. I think he
That
must,
they,
yeah.
he said this company, they abide
Just
by the
on same
law.
line,
Do you know this company?
but that's okay.
Huh?
Do you know this company?
Oh, well, too
Oh, we
well.
all know the company. But, I
Oh, you
mean,
do, okay, well, I didn't, but.
I didn't know me.
Who is the
It's
company?
not one of the three I'm used to dealing with.
White logging.
Oh, yeah, here.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Where they cutting on Province Road?
state, it's a
Out
state
into the government
Yeah.
land
government,
Must be
state
on the
land.
other side,
on,
the other side of the river.
yeah.
You know, hey,
Is it?
we'll get a nice little tax
All right.
bill from it. You paid plenty, so it's
Oh,
10% of it.
unreal, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So did, anybody get a chance to look at the minutes? We have
Yes.
both normal and non-public presented.
So what do you think, any spelling, anything, all the grammar look good?
He's gonna go.
That's not my
look.
job,
Dave likes to go with a fine tooth comb, just a fine.
on everything, and don't take that personally, I don't think he misses a comb.
I will say there was one, like I try to just kind of skim, but one thing did stick out. Clothespin for Clothespin Bridge is misspelled.
Wonderful. Dave mentioned it, I thought I changed it.
But other than that, maybe it's only in my packet, maybe my packet's an older one that Dana.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, why change your
but-
packet?
Hey, listen, I was missing a page, and I thought I was crazy. I was
Just
flipping
my
and
way of
flipping.
saying hi.
Making sure you're paying attention.
Oh, God, am I somebody that misses stuff like that sometimes?
Okay, so, we have
Well, that's
the
what happened to my blue pen.
non-public minutes from October 20th, and also the public minutes from October 20th. Did you have anything further
I
on
did,
them?
no,
All right.
I'll make a motion. Minutes be accepted, both non-public and public.
All right.
I second
As-
that. Oh, I can't say that.
Real fast.
The key there is to as grammatically corrected or whatever.
Yes, I'm
Well,
sorry.
I think Dana sent you the wrong.
Oh, he just
copy.
sent it the wrong one, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So all in favor?
Oh, there's no-
Aye.
Throw Dana under the bus.
All right.
And I was really just kidding when I said that.
So that moves us out of that, which I believe there is a request from somebody for a non-public. Is there
Yes.
any further public business that we should attend to?
I have nothing
All
further.
right, I'm gonna go lock some
All
doors.
right, so,
camera?
and this would
Yeah.
be under
I think reputation?
or would this be
Or under-
legal advice?
Stay dry going.
Why don't we call it reputation?
Okay. So I move that we enter into non-public session at 8:39 under reputation.
Oh, that's pretty good, 8:39.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Okay, so that will be roll call, so Dave Hemingway, yes.
Marlo Herrick, yes.
John Clark.
Okay, so we have unanimous, and so anybody knows, there will be no resumption of the stream. When we are done, we will enter